Who's advising President Trump? What's the assessment, and why are they not looking at the real threat over here?
I think that we shouldn't overstate this idea of rehyphenation. I mean, yes, I mean, if you look at the messaging coming from President Trump and from other senior U.S. officials in once the ceasefire was announced, yes, it appears to reflect rehyphenation. But I think that the broader U.S. policy has not changed, and I don't think that we should take these comments by Trump as an expression, as a formal expression of policy. I think that much of what he said has been what I would describe as off the cuff. I think that in due course, once things blow over in the coming days and weeks, we're going to have what I would describe as a reversion to the norm, in the sense that the U.S. will go back to emphasizing the strengthening of its partnership with India, which of course has been the case for several decades. And it will go back to looking at its relationship with Pakistan as a relationship that has to be a workable one, but the one that's nonetheless going to be a limited one. There are so many very strong strategic and commercial and other imperatives from a U.S. perspective governing the need to ensure that the relationship with India remains what it is, while separating that from any considerations about Pakistan. But I would say this. One of the reasons why we got to this point where Trump was saying what he did and other U.S. officials were saying what they were, about the recent crisis, is the factor of escalation risks, right? As the crisis, as the confrontation became more intense, and as the hostilities became more concerning, I think that attention in Washington focused on the need to call for de-escalation and essentially to call for both sides, and I emphasize the term both sides,
Mm.
to work together to bring down tensions. But that's crisis management policy. It's not a broader view or a broader U.S. policy toward India or Pakistan in terms of hyphenation. So this is why I think that in due course, we're going to return to how things were before this confrontation exploded. However, I would argue this: the longer that President Trump continues to make comments like the ones he's made, I think the more difficult it will be for New Delhi to simply shrug this off as a case of Trump being Trump, and more,
That's
get to a
true.
point where there'd be worry about what could come next.